difficult to say what causes terrorist attacks. I think in the United States we have a smaller number of individuals who have embraced jihadist ideology compared to most European countries. It's a country with a large population, large Muslim population, but percentage-wise it's smaller. But obviously we have seen some individuals who travel to Syria, and we have seen quite a few number of attacks actually of people in the US who carried out attacks. What motivates them? Partially US foreign policy for sure, but I think it's a mix of issues. For one reason or the other, they end up embracing jihadist ideology. And sure, you see it in some of their claims of responsibility for the attacks that they do blame US foreign policy, but it's also a combination of all other issues. So I think it's probably incorrect to say that it's US foreign policy that motivates it. It's a mix of factors. I think first of all, there's a much larger Muslim population, I think, in Europe. If you look at it in the last 3 years by the number, France is the country that has been hit the most. The US is actually the second. It's seen 15 attacks. Now, most of these attacks are carried out by individuals who are not part of an ISIS structure. They're mostly unaffiliated individuals who are inspired by the ideology. In a few cases were individuals who had some mental issues as well. So it's a different scene, not as structured as it is in Europe. But we have seen quite a few attacks in the States, some of them quite lethal. Think of the Orlando disco attack with more than 40 people killed, the San Bernardino. We have seen quite a few in the States as well. Very, very little. I think the approach in the US is mostly based on traditional hard counterterrorism, which is mostly done at the federal level. At the city level, I think everything that has to do with CVE, with prevention, with sort of the soft aspect of counterterrorism, it's very, very much in its infancy stage in the US. We're starting to see some cities like Minneapolis, like Boston, over the last 2 or 3 years having thought of programs, but not even having acted them. So I'd say not much going on, unfortunately, in the US, and I think that's a problem, and it might not change over the next few years with the Trump administration. Well, not much, because there isn't much. I think Europeans are significantly ahead compared to most American cities. I think the one situation where the US is better is obviously it's indirectly linked to prevention, which is the better degree of integration that Muslim communities have, the better relationships that exist with the police, the better feeling that American Muslims have, generally speaking, of course. Compared to European Muslims, they feel more a sense of belonging into American society. I think that's a difference. It's not necessarily cities that do that. I think it's a general thing of America as a country of immigrants. But I think that's something that Europe has to do better.